Sziasztok! Ismét egy kis NBA 2K20. Két asszisztja, egy leér, vagy egy dránk. Szokásos.
Greetings and best wishes for a happy holiday season from all of us at 2K Sports as we get set for this NBA presentation. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr. Doris Burke will be reporting from the sidelines. We'll see the Indiana Pacers defending home turf in the Eastern Conference. Last time these two teams came together was also in this building. They were able to win it for the home fans. They've got some momentum coming into this one. They like to break free of this 1-1 even series tie.
And I thought the difference, guys, was the bench production. Those guys were terrific.
Well, I call it instant offense, Steve. They might have even been better with the reserves in there. That's how good they were playing.
Courtesy of State Farm, here's the starting group for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Jamison and Varejao in the middle. Baron Davis and Anthony Parker pair up in the backcourt, and it's Graham in at the 3 spot. And for the Pacers, Granger and McRoberts are at the 3 and 4. Darren Williams out there with Jones, and it's Foster in at the center.
And I think the big question going forward for Cleveland was, what's next? How do you move on from LeBron James leaving? And the answer for the Cavaliers...
And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Kevin, a bit ago, Byron Scott and I were able to chat, and he said, honestly, it's hard to separate these teams on paper. We're similar in so many ways that it's difficult to find an area where one side really has an advantage. He said he wouldn't be surprised if this one was decided by just a few points. Perfect for us, guys.
Great job, Doris. Thanks. Guys, what do you think about that report?
Well, on paper, or in theory, it's hard to separate these teams. So game planning is going to be really important, but also, as always is the case, guys, execution is the differentiator.
Yeah, the coaches for sure have put in a lot of preparation. They've game planned well. And Clark's right, it's about execution. It's about making shots and then being attentive on the defensive end.
Just 5 to shoot. From deep. And the ball goes out of play and able to keep it in.
Ramon Sessions in his year with the Cavs was able to get some momentum and become a valuable part of that rebuilding team. I like what he brings to the point guard position, size and speed.
And Indiana has possession. Trailing by 2. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to the Raptors.
It was one of the harder fought games we've seen. Both teams really played hard and played well, so that was an emotional loss.
Emotional loss and a very exciting game to watch, especially since it got into overtime. But you're right, still a tough loss for him.
Getting back to Sessions, Steve, he filled in nicely when Mo Williams was out.
Yeah, I like Sessions. He's a good, tough player. He can play either guard spot, can make a shot, can penetrate, and he'll defend as well.
He couldn't stay in bounds, and that's going to be a turnover. Teams that make their free throws, they're so tough down the stretch. Let's check out the bets. Number 1, the Pacers.
We've talked about rebounding being a key factor in winning. Free throws and free throw percentage is another one of those key factors in winning. This team is the best in the league at making free throws, and that's one of the reasons they're successful.
Jeff Foster's checked in for the Pacers. Anthony Parker's checked in for the Cavaliers. Sessions with it. In the game against Detroit, very impressive. Jacks up a 3. Once again off the mark by Cleveland. Indiana trailing here. Collison inside. He's covered by Sessions. 1:46 left in the first. Outside, Jamison. Over Granger. Another miss by Jamison.
And a nice job there defensively, just getting a hand up enough to bother the shot.
Yeah, that was very nice. Impressive. It made it a much more difficult shot.
That was some skill there. Nice use of the bounce pass.
The Cavaliers trail by 3.
Well, you look at this Pacers roster, a nice young blend of talent, and size, and versatility. They had the flexibility this past summer to add some other nice players. So this team seems to be on the rise.
No good. And it's the Cavaliers taking it the other way. They put up a nice win against Detroit the last time out.
I thought it was really a tremendous game. I mean, they had the big push they needed in the fourth quarter. It was an exciting comeback. Just a fun game to be part of.
And you saw it even when they were down late. They never lost that belief that they had in themselves.
And you know, as Steve was just saying about the youth and options for this Indiana team, we were already able to see some of that impact in last year's playoffs.
And that was so important, Kevin, for the team to get to the playoffs, to be able to show the fans that passionate, hard work and competitive spirit and promise of the young players. And I think for the fans, it was a case of everybody starting to see that there's new hope in store for the Indiana Pacers going forward.
They'll keep possession. Now we get a chance to check out the standings out east already. We are in December. Taking a look at Cleveland. A season filled with ups and downs. 10th right now in the conference. And, of course, the Pacers. And that does it for the first half of play. Back in a moment from Indianapolis.
And hello and welcome to this edition of HB at the Half. It was the Nets with a win against the Bobcats.
And as we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the third quarter started. It's a 14-point game.
That was a layup, and you've got to knock that down. You've got to convert when you get those opportunities.
Claxton in its shooting guard. Danny Granger out there with Josh McRoberts. Then it's Rush, and it's Williams at the one spot. So that's the group out there for Indiana.
They're really hurting with his performance here. He just hasn't played up to his standards so far. Fantastic assist, tremendous. I mean, you got to love that kind of passion. Beautiful.
Here's Sessions. Right now averaging 17 points a game.
Boy, Darren Williams is just so strong with the ball, and when he comes down the lane in transition, it's almost impossible to stop him.
Here's G. Granger covering. Rockets hits. Williams knocks it away.
Tell you what, things just aren't bouncing his way this quarter.
Whoa! Now let's take a look at it once again with our Spark Slam game.
Now that's a special order right there.
Not everybody can cap off a dunk like that.
Yeah, very difficult maneuver, but a tremendous one if you can pull it off.
Touching back on Williams, he's so strong, Clark. There really is nothing you can do when he gets ahead of steam going down that lane.
I love his combination of strength and agility. His feet are really quick in terms of changing direction, and he's able to take hits. And if he's got guys backpedaling, they're at his mercy.
Watch out.
Yeah.
And here's the rejection. Clark, they're looking now at a sizable deficit.
Yeah, you know, they've got a lot of work ahead of them, but no reason to give up hope right now.
No, the game's still out there for them, but they've got to get back to their game plan and start to grind out each possession. Well, Cleveland's season actually started out pretty well last year after losing LeBron James. They were about 500 a month into the year, but then things just went south, and they had that horrific losing streak.
The Cavaliers trail by 16. Guys, we've seen some excellent offensive output.
Yes, sir, fellas. They've had it going on big time.
Big time is right, Clark. A lot of momentum here offensively.
And that one's good by G. G's got 5 now. Steve, going back to that streak, 26 losses in a row spanning December to February. That had to just be a death march.
Man, I'm telling you, it wasn't like any of those losses. I mean, all those losses were nail biters. I mean, the vast majority of those losses in that 26-game losing streak were NC,
Right.
no contest.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, teams were just taking aim and beating them down.
And he knocks down the first one. Here is McRoberts, picked up by Davis. Granger is screen on Sessions. Williams dishes to Granger. The Cavaliers pull it in. Williams got his 5th rebound in this one. They'll be home for the next game against the Bobcats. That game is the first and last of their homestand. On the court for Cleveland, Antoine Jamison out there with Alonzo G. Then there's Graham, then there's Davis, and it's Sessions in at the 2 guard. Here is McRoberts, Jamison covering. Lays it up, and despite of the excellent defense at the end, and the Pacers lead by 20. Here's Sessions. Outside, Davis. Graham, defended by Jones. Fires the 3, and Davis can't get it to go.
Not a bad look for him on that shot, but it just doesn't seem to be his night tonight.
And Williams backs in. Picked up by Davis. To the inside. It's stolen by Sessions.
Oh, that was a great steal. Prevented what may have been an easy hook.
Goes right up. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
Well, every once in a while, he'll show us some pretty good moves around the hoop.
Outside Williams. No good. And Cleveland will take it the other way. Now Davis. And Granger picks up defensively. It's stolen by Jones.
He had a really good first half, guys, but since that time, he's struggling to take care of the ball.
Unloads from 9. Lands off on the front of the rim and drops.
Looking to close this game out strong here.
Yeah, this one will be put away if they can get just a few more buckets. You can put it on ice.
So an entirely new grouping now for Indiana. Well, Foster's checked in for Josh McRoberts. Posey comes in for Danny Granger. Mike Dunleavy, who's checked in for Dante Jones. And it's Rush in for Darren Williams. Cleveland also making some changes. Parajau comes in for Alonzo G. And Anthony Parker is subbed in for Sessions. 1:51 left to play here in the 4th. And Davis puts it in.
You know, he's been ice cold up until that bucket. I mean, he needs to have some patience and just take what the defense gives him. Don't try to force anything here.
Pacers leading by 18. Here's Claxton, and he sinks the layup. Here's Davis. Tries it from the top of the key. That's good on the jump shot. Davis has got 4 this quarter.
Oh, he just does so many things well out there.
A true pro, a professional display he's put on here.
Puts up the baby hook. No good. The Cavaliers trail by 18. Graham kicks to Parker. Outside, Davis. Pulls up on the elbow. And again, it's Cleveland. Here's Rush. 1:10 left here in the 4th quarter. Now Dunleavy moving the ball, and Foster backs in.
No,
Here's
man.
Claxton. And that's collected by Davis. And here are the Cavaliers. They've given up just 8 points in the fourth quarter. Launches a 3. No good. And it's the Pacers taking it the other way. They led the game at 1 point by 20. Claxton. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. That one is on Parker. And Clark, you brought up Darren at the U of I. You know, he led the team to the Final Four and the championship game, but couldn't get past the Tar Heels.
Well, guys, I will never forget the regional final when they beat Arizona. We had a 15-point lead with 4 minutes left. I still have nightmares about that game. Darren Williams leading the charge. What a comeback by the Illini. Man, that was painful.
The Pacers making a switch here. Nick Roberts is checked in. No good at the stripe this time. Second misses also.
You know, for the Pacers last season, it was encouraging for them to make the playoffs, but it can't obscure the hard work that's still left ahead. I mean, they only won 37 games in the regular season. They would have needed 9 or 10 more wins to make the playoffs in the West. So they've still got a ways to go.
But I'm trying to run clock now. This thing is pretty much over.
Yeah, there's nothing but the result to be determined. So it's time to start thinking about the next game now.
Davis down low. The shot. It goes down off the front of the rim.
You know, for a guy like him who can light it up like that, that's too easy.
5 seconds left in the game. So no problem for Indiana as they get the win. And this one was such a lopsided victory.
They never let up. They were full throttle from the start.
So that'll do it for now. For Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for joining us for this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. We'll see you next time.
Sokkal de én nem értem be semmit, mert sok levonást kaptam. No, 2 assziszt. Csak azért nem lett több, mert nyertünk.
What are your feelings about personal accolades? Does it matter to you to do things like winning a scoring title or make an all-star game?
Hogyan ez a hangulatát a Személyes? Tettek a győzelmi pontszám, vagy all-star game? Nem, nekem csak a csapat a legjobbja, egyetlen gyűrűvel. Legyen a 3-as, nem tudom.
Why should it matter? It don't make me great unless I have a ring or two to go along with it. Your track record and personal stats can only go so far in this league. The bottom line is winning games and playing for titles. And if I'm not doing that, don't even tell me about any individual awards or accomplishments or whatever.
Na, most betaláltam. Mindenki meg volt elégedve. Én 10 pontot szereztem, meg volt egy blokkóm. Ahhoz képest statisztikába. Na, jön a Minnesota 11 győzelem, 14 vereségére. Az erdei farkasok, hogy mi. 2 assziszt, egy labdalopás és C pluszos minősítés.
Contest here in Indianapolis. We wish you a very happy holiday from our 2K Sports crew, and thank you for joining us for this most special broadcast. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg. Let's take a look at our starters for Minnesota, all presented by State Farm. Luke Ridnow and Wesley Johnson in the background. Michael Beasley and Kevin Love, they're in the forward positions. And it's Randolph in at the 5 down low. And for the Pacers, we've got Danny Granger, Hill out there with Josh McRoberts. Then there's Darren Williams. And it's Jones in at the 2-guard spot.
Pontok, lepattanók, asszisztok, labdalopás, blokkos, mezőnydő.
And the Pacers.
12-6-ra mezünk a másikra.
All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Guys, I spoke with the head coach of the Pacers. The one player on his mind in this matchup, Kevin Love. And it's not for his scoring ability, but for the harm he can do to a team on the backboards. You saw what he can do to teams if he goes unchecked, Coach said. We don't want to let him get up and get over 20 or 30 rebounds on us. And to do that, we got to check him out each time a shot goes up. Guys, easier said than done.
Thanks again, Doris. Josh McRoberts is checked in for Dante Jones. Rocket 6. Here's Rubio. Pacers with the rebound. Coming into this having notched a win against Cleveland in their last game.
They were good in a lot of areas in that game, but what allowed them to run away with it was the offensive work. I mean, they were really impressive at that end.
Steve, they had a pretty easy time of it on the offensive end of the floor. There's no denying that.
So it's Indiana now. After the miss from Ricky Rubio. Gets it to go. Here is Telfair, averaging 6 points per contest. He kicks to Rubio. Picked up by Collison. Johnson outside. And Love backs in. 6 on the shot clock. And the shot is good.
They had a great start offensively.
Yeah, they've come out strong. I mean, really scoring and playing with confidence.
Feeds it to McRoberts. Granger outside. Here's Posey. It's good from long range. Posey's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. James outside. The feed now to Telfair. Here's Love. That falls. Great assist by Sebastian Telfair. 6 points for Love. Granger outside. He's guarded by Johnson. Johnson against Granger. The rebound by the Timberwolves. This their first chance this season playing the Pacers.
Plus, the only time these two clubs will meet in this building all season, so that adds some intrigue for the fans here tonight.
1:03 left in the first. He had 10 points in the win against Cleveland. Here's Claxton. Rubio with the rebound. And Steve's right. There's some novelty to this game, don't you think?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's a treat for the fans. You got to enjoy the one chance you get to see these guys. So, yeah, I think you're right on it.
Launches a 3, and Telfair gets it to go. The assist by James. He's got 8.
Well, they've yet to string many stops together.
It just seems like they've been a step slow here.
Posey, and they come right back with their own 3-pointer. Posey's got his second basket of the night. Shot and game clock separated by 5. Here is Telfair. Now the dish to Rubio. Fires it up. That falls. Great assist by Sebastian Telfair. Rubio's got his first basket of the night. Pacers trail by 10. Outside Collison. Posey. Here's the 3. Rebound Minnesota. Love's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Tough loss coming against the Rockets in the last game they played.
They were very sloppy in that game. You look at the turnovers.
And as we could... Welcome back, folks. We'll see if we're in store for a more tightly contested quarter as we move here into the second. And we've reached halftime in this one. Back in a moment from Indianapolis.
Welcome everyone to HB at the half. Charlotte ended up with a loss to the Cavaliers out of...
The second half just about to get going here. Here's Beasley. 14 points for him. Now the pass to Telfair. Back to Beasley. And Granger picks him up defensively. Beasley dishes to Telfair. Pulls up. High post. And once again off the mark by Minnesota.
Tough miss. I mean, not much defense. He had a really good look at the hoop.
On the court for Minnesota. They've got Beasley. Telfair is out there with Wayne Ellington. Then it's Damian James, and it's Johnson in at the small forward position. Takes the 3. And the ball goes out play following the shot. And now look at the teams that have shot the ball the best over the course of the last month. The Pacers 4th.
Yeah, Kevin, it's been a long month for anybody who plays these guys. I mean, they've been shooting the lights out. And it's been game after game after game.
Here's Collison, still looking to get on the scoreboard. Granger outside. James covering. Shot clock at 3. Goes up on the high post. Good on the jump shot.
You can say anything you want about this guy. He's played well in every area.
And you know what? That tells you what kind of game it's been for him. Well-rounded, highly productive in all areas.
Now Foster. Outside Collison. He feeds it to Foster. And here is Granger. From deep three-point range. Rebound by Johnson. Johnson's got 3 rebounds now in this one. The 10-footer. Telfair gets the bucket. He's got 12. Here's Collison, averaging 10 points per contest. Granger with the ball. Can't get it to fall.
They're really hurting with his performance here. He just hasn't played up to his standards so far.
Here's Johnson. Drains it from beyond the arc. And it's an 11-point Timberwolves lead.
Three-pointers have been a huge problem for this defense.
Yeah, they've been a day late and $1 short. I mean, and it's costing them. You got to get there sooner.
Passes it to Foster. Takes it out. They rule this one goaltending. Count the shot.
They've got to offer more resistance inside. Just too many easy buckets in the paint.
Yeah, Steven, that's the top priority for any defense. You got to protect the paint.
Indiana making some changes. Josh McRoberts has checked in for Foster. Hill comes in for Danny Granger. And Darren Williams is subbed in for Darren Collison. There's 1:40 left to play in the third. Johnson outside. Dishes it to Love. Grant Hill covering. Love the pass to Johnson. Goes up on the wing, and the basket good. Johnson's got 7 points. Here's Williams. He's got 23. Clark, this offense has really been clicking.
No doubt about it, giving the defense all kinds of trouble.
And they're playing with so much energy offensively. The ball is really
oldalról
moving.
előre fel akartam passzolni.
Here's Claxton. Buries it down low.
That was some very sluggish defense. Where's the effort?
56 seconds left in the third quarter. Williams against Rittenauer. Johnson outside. The three-pointer no good. Pacers trail by 9. They've got to push it. Williams against Beasley. Outside Williams. And the shot is good. Williams has got 25 points in the game. And so here's Minnesota. They'll be playing host to Portland for their next game. That game is the first and last of their homestand. Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Beasley for 3. The Pacers pull it in. Hill's got his 4th rebound in this one. Here's Jones. Can't hit. Got it off in time. Well, it's been an exciting game. Plenty of offense as we head to the fourth quarter. You look at Michael Beasley. He's... Now, while we've got a moment, we're going to send it over to Doris Burke for our Spark of the Game, presented by Sprite. Doris?
Thank you, Kevin. It's the Timberwolves with the spark of the game with that push we saw. They have had the answer for every defense they've had thrown their way and keep adding to their lead. There has been no let-up in play, and they should have a strong fourth. Let's see how...
So no problem for Indiana as they get the win. How much to be critical of with this win, Clark?
Not at all. I mean, they showed up not just to play, they showed up to give great effort and to win, and they did both.
That'll do it for now. For Doris Burke, Steve Kerr, and Clark Kellogg, and the rest of the 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for joining us.
140 skill points. Dinamikusan.
Once again, you have been named as the Rookie of the Month. Your star seems to be rising rapidly at this point in your career. What does your future hold?
A hónap kezdő, vagy a újonca. Az ön csillag a felkelő pont a karrierében. Hogy tartja a jövőben? Tartani, reménytelen nagy üzlet. A gyűrű és a díjak, és a díjak. Tetszik, hogy tartani tudjuk a győzelmet.
Hopefully, a whole lot of wins. It's a pretty tremendous feeling to win this award yet again. The fact that people like my game this much, it feels nice. This isn't why I play the game, though. I want that ring, man. Badly.
Egy tartózkodás mellett, de bejött a válasz. És vagy mindenki leszavaz, vagy az egyik rám szavaz, vagy 2. Vagy mindhárom, ez az opciók. 8 percet játszott, a 4 pont, 2 assziszt, 1 lepattanó. Chicago Bulls jön 13-15-ös mérlegként. Itt full 4 hibát kell szerezni. Egy 3 pontost.
And 2K Sports welcomes you to the NBA with Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg. This is Kevin Harlan. We're glad you're aboard. Earlier this season, it was Chicago coming away with the loss in this matchup against the Pacers.
They just didn't seem like themselves that game. It was an off night for them, to say the least.
You know, Steve, sometimes you've got to figure out what's not working for you and go to something else. I mean, you've got to be willing to try and to be flexible within the course of a ball game.
Here's the starting group for the Indiana Pacers. Josh McRoberts out there with Hill. Then there's Danny Granger. Then there's Darren Williams. And it's Jones in at the 2. And for Chicago, Luol Deng and Carlos Boozer, they're in the forward slots. Derrick Rose and Ronnie Brewer in the backcourt. And it's Noah in at the 5 spot. And the Bulls start out with...
Itt 9-2 Chicago van, amikor becserél.
A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Guys, I spoke with the head coach of the Pacers. When I asked him where they might have an advantage today, he said, we've got the shot blockers to make things very hard on them when they bring it into the paint. And that's what we plan to do. Gentlemen?
Thank you very much, Doris. So it's mainly Clark and Steve about defense for them early on.
Well, you know what I mean. It's pretty simple. The fewer points you allow, the fewer you have to score for yourself. I mean, that's elementary.
Yeah, and particularly in this game, I think it makes sense. You know, establish the defensive end of the floor, try to convert some buckets in transition off your defense, and try to take control of the game that way.
Here's Jones. The Bulls getting the bucket. Leans off glass and in.
You know, it's a plus to get good looks in the paint. And when you can get them, you got to score them.
Now here's Rose. He's coming off a 25-point game against Memphis, and he finishes nicely on the way. Rose has got 8 points.
He has yet to miss on his first 4 tries. This could be his night.
You know, if he's got the early hot hand riding, I mean, I think it's simple. Keep getting him the ball.
Williams' shot is off.
He had a defender draped all over him. Not really the best shot there.
Well, not the shot you hope for when it's well contested like that.
Now here's Rose. And it's Gibson finishing it off.
Wow, hot start offensively.
Racing out to that quick lead, I mean, they're scoring and shooting with a lot of confidence.
Here's Claxton.
Tutta
The Bulls leading by 11. Brewer passes to Gibson. The dish to Brewer. They're moving the ball. Just 5 on the clock. He kicks it to Rose. Williams picks him up. They get it back. And Boozer backs in. Outside Rose. With the lead pass. Brewer. Noah. It's in.
Now, they've been dominant in the paint. That's how they built this early lead.
Well, they're piling it on in there. I mean, that's where all their points are coming from, in the paint area.
They double with Noah. Goes straight up. Brewer grabs the ball.
Excellent. Really solid job, actually, by the defense to get in his way as he was going up for that one.
Gibson down low. Defended by Jones. And now look at the teams that have shot the ball the best over the course of the last month. The Pacers in 5th.
Yeah, Kevin, it's been a long month for anybody who plays these guys. I mean, they've been shooting the lights out. And it's been game after game after game.
Jó, van, menjünk már tovább.
is good from Gibson. Grant Hill, he's checked in for Indiana. Rush comes in for Dante Jones. And so he hits both. Here's Williams. A 38-point game for him in the win against Minnesota. Covered by Brewer. Got a piece of it. Stolen by Boozer.
What a great job playing the passing lane.
Here's Rose. Second shot opportunity.
Hát szivattak, elnyitottak elég.
By Gibson.
Gibson's
got 6.
They have wasted no time building this lead. They've been solid at both ends.
Yeah, they look really focused and ready, intense, together, composed. Slamming it home off the alley-oop. Remarkable.
Well, his eyes got wide as he went up for that one.
And he timed his leap perfectly to meet the pass at the top of its arc.
There's 47 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Now Rose, 8 points for him. Claxton gets called for the reach. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line.
Nem agykos vagy.
First free throw is good. And some changes for Chicago. Kurt Thomas is checked in for Noah. Dang comes in for Taj Gibson. And it's Korver in for Ronnie Brewer. And Rose drops them both. Here's Williams. Still looking to get on the scoreboard. Double team on Williams. Hill inside. Rebound by Carlos Boozer. Boozer's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. Korver.
That's the kind of lead pass we've seen him make over and over again.
Rose against Williams. From outside the arc. Again missing Hill. He got it up. Korver. And no good trying to get that one. And an overpowering first quarter effort. Already a double-digit advantage. Bulls lead by 19. Well, not exactly a close game so far, but as the second quarter starts here, plenty of time for a comeback. And through the first half, a pretty lopsided affair. Bulls out front, just...
Welcome everyone to our presentation of
No,
HB.
just normális, normális.
At Amway Center, the Magic with a win over.
Kibaszott eszkékre sose reagálok, csak kívül a mellébe.
Well, it's been a one-sided affair so far through the first 2 quarters, but there's plenty of time to mount a comeback. Here is Brewer. Working it around now. Here's Rose. And looks like the illegal pick was set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention. Let's check out the Eastern Conference standings now that we're in the new year. You look at the Bulls. They're down at the 7th position right now. Decent start to the season, but they're looking to make a move. And of course, Indiana, more than a few spots below.
Looking at Indiana, they've experienced a sort of worst-case scenario season. Nothing has worked out for them.
Yeah, you're right about that, Park. I mean, the expectations were definitely higher than where they are right now. And You know, given what we thought they had talent-wise, it's kind of hard to believe they are where they are right now.
So Chicago ends up going with the new group. So with Boozer on the bench, here's the 5 for Tom Thibodeau right now. Taj Gibson is out there with Rasul Butler. Then there's Kyle Korver. Then it's Omar Ashik, and it's Pargo in at the 1.
Ettől szorosan letámadjátok, itt nem lesz.
This has been a one-sided affair.
Man, they've done a really nice job of extending their lead, Kevin.
Korver,
Yeah, he didn't have to slow down at all, guys. Just perfectly timed the pass there.
here's Indiana, coming off that win against Minnesota.
Now, not many wasted trips down the floor. That was a very efficient game for them offensively.
And Steve, they really fed off of each other too. I mean, good passing, good shooting. I think both became contagious.
And they have a huge advantage on the board.
Well, it's been one-sided so far, both on the rebounding side and the scoreboard.
Here's Collison, averaging 10 points per contest. Nick Roberts inside, working on Gibson.
Előbb dösnám,
Here is Nick Roberts. He's got 6, and Foster kicks to Brown. No good on the 3. This could get even more out of hand if they continue to put up points.
What an offensive performance it's been.
Here's Pargo. 10 points for him. Korver, beyond the arc, gets it to go. 9 points in the game so far.
And it has been total domination on their part.
Yeah, they haven't put the parking brake on at all. They're continuing to go full throttle and pile up the points.
Some good ball movement here.
Pont érsz egy
It's
ugráló,
intercepted.
bassz meg!
And they're running by himself. Throws down the breakaway jam.
I love the flow that they've been playing with offensively tonight. This is an impressive performance.
Well, and that lead they have just continues to grow and grow.
Collison
Collison
passzol
kicks to
már.
McRoberts. To end the run, he flies to the bucket and lays it in.
Boy, guys, they've shown some great passing on their last few trips down the floor. Excellent.
Yeah, that's 4 straight trips, guys, where their passes have ended up in
Some
scores.
kids are
4 straight
tired,
assists. Great team play.
And here are the Bulls now. They come into this one following the loss to the Grizzlies.
It seemed like they were settling for desperation threes in that game so often. No surprise why their three-point percentage was so low.
Well, I'm not against the three-point shot. I mean, it's just disheartening when you see teams shoot it at all costs. I mean, bad ones, forced ones.
Azt
I
kiviszed
mean,
a
a good
labdát.
three-point shot is what you want, and they didn't get enough of those. You know, something distracted them. The guy just kind of profiled right out of bounds.
So Chicago ends up going with the new group. Indiana also making some changes. Grant Hill is checked in for Foster. Granger comes in for Shannon Brown. And Darren Williams is subbed in for Darren Collison. Here is Rose. 19 points in the game. Williams picks him up. Boozer against Granger. Back to Boozer. 6 to shoot. Rose can't hit. And Clark, they've been a little too casual with the ball out there.
Yeah, I think so. Too cool. I mean, just not forceful enough, not alert or aggressive enough. Sometimes trying to do too much with the basketball.
Sometimes you just got to make the easy pass. Somebody's open, throw it to them. When you do that multiple times, the game starts to find a flow to itself.
And a brief moment now to see who's atop the NBA scoring wise. Fourth, Derrick Rose.
You know what, Kevin? If you can put up big numbers every game, you put your team in excellent position to win. There's no question about that. A guy like this is definitely one of the keys to having a successful offense.
Mások pedig működik a szó közel, hogy tud.
The first one falls. So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group here.
Hogy szívatok is. Na, most kivételesen működik. Ugorjuk már, fél óra egy dédegetet érezte a labdát.
And Rose drops them both. 9 seconds left to play in the third. Missed inside. The 3/4 of play all in the books. And this one all but over already.
40 pont valószínűleg.
Fourth quarter getting going here. It's time for our Spark of the Game report. Let's go to Doris Burke.
Hey, Kevin, our Spark Award goes to the Bulls bench. The reserves have stepped up in a big way and made the most of their limited minutes. Something that could be the difference in this basketball game.
All right, Doris. Well, Clark, the bench really getting it done.
Well, yeah, and if the starters aren't careful, they're going to be the ones over there warming the seats.
Well, it takes a few more games like this.
Fogadjuk leszínvált, ebből utolsó negyedben már nem fogok játszani. 101-55-nek tudják.
And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. Some days, Clark, everything goes right for a team, and they just had one of those games.
Yeah, it certainly was. I mean, these guys played a great all-around basketball game here.
So that'll do it for now. For Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for joining us for this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. We'll see you next time.
Az igen, azt képes, hogy ki a pipával egy-két feladat, mégis lenyomtott eléggé a pontszám, már ugye a csapat minősítésben nagyon gondolom.
Not a good game for your team tonight. Is there anything positive you can take from a game with the final score as lopsided as this one?
Rövid kérdés. Nem jól játszott a csapat most ma este. Valami pozitívumot, hogy mérjét a végső pontszámukat. Csak az én per. Nowhere Treasury, azt mondtam, nem észom, mit jelent.
Well, there was my performance, but besides that, pretty much nothing. It's one of those games you just gotta throw in the trash heap and forget about it. I hate losing any game, but to lose by a lot, even worse. I'm gonna let these guys hear about it too, believe me. Coach don't even need to show up to practice tomorrow. I'll run the show, and I'll make sure every single one of the guys on this team knows what went wrong and where they need to improve, myself included, except for the improving part, because I'm peak form already.
No. Kiírnád már végül. Lefele, fel. Csapatnak nem tetszett. Egyedül ligál. Ez most jó. Ritka alkalmak egyike. 8 percet engedett a játék játszani, ebből 2 pontot szereztem, meg 2 asszisztom volt. Két játék teljesítve. Hát lassan mindjárt a felé az elérik az alapszakasznak. Itt asszisztot kell. Egy layer front ránköt, illetve megint a C++-os.
It's an Eastern Conference showdown as the Indiana Pacers coming to town for this one. Looking forward to the weekend. Great to have you with us here on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg. Glad to bring you the NBA. The Celtics are looking to grab one here for the home fans in Boston before heading out on the road. And they definitely have a favorable spot in the schedule with a lot of chances to pick up wins here at home.
Now, these guys haven't posed any problems for them so far. Their track record is perfect against this team this season. So today, it's a question of do they stick with what's worked for them before, or do they come at them a different way?
You know, my take on that, Steve, is I don't really see any reason for them to do a whole lot differently. I mean, you got to do you. That's what the young folks say. Do you. And until what you've been doing doesn't work for you anymore, I don't see any reason not to stay with it.
Let's check out Indiana's starting lineup. We've got Darren Williams. Yep.
Na, megint elég nagy különbséggel.
All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Guys, I caught up with Doc Rivers for a minute. It was their interior defense that he thought would be a key factor. He said, my guys have the length and the instincts to block more than their fair of shots if the ball comes inside against us. It's got to be nice for your coach to have that kind of faith in you guys.
Great stuff, Doris. Thanks. That's a mantra. Clark, we're going to hear, I think, a lot from coaches. Defense first.
Yeah, you hear it all the time, Kevin, and that's the identity they want to have today, and I think it'll work for them as long as they execute.
Yeah, exactly. It's one thing to say it, but you got great. I think this team has to show great energy and aggression early on if they're going to win this game.
Here's Rondo, averaging 9 points per contest. Straight up, and Bradley gets it to go.
Well, thanks to some good shooting, they're off to a nice lead here.
Well, they hit the ground running, Steve, from the tip-off, and they've yet to slow down.
Danny Granger, the bucket on the assist by Collison.
And he's so graceful around the rim. Sometimes you forget how strong he is.
Now Bradley, right now averaging 5 points a game from about 19 feet. And another basket for Boston.
They're really struggling defensively, giving up too many easy buckets.
And they've been on fire offensively as a result, Clark.
Here's Posey. Buries the long-range jumper. Posey's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Davis with it. Still looking to get on the scoreboard. Bradley, wide open, couldn't capitalize.
I'll tell you what, the mid-range shot is not the easiest one to make, but when you've got daylight like he had there, I mean, those are shots you want to make.
On the wing, Granger, the 3. Cannot hit, and the Celtics go with it the other way. Defeated by the Bobcats in their last game, they'll try to put that one behind them.
Well, almost impossible to win when you shoot the ball that poorly. You look at the numbers, it's no mystery why they lost this game.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, in terms of setting screens, spreading the floor, finding high-quality shots, they failed a lot in those areas. And when you do that, you're not going to make shots.
And Indiana has possession, following the bucket by the Celtics. Puts it up. And Shannon Brown, the bucket on the assist by Granger. Brown's got his first points of the night. Now, here's Bradley. Defense right on him. No good with the lane. And here is Posey. Now the pass to Brown. He's picked up by Rondo. Just 5 on the clock. From the high post. And it's Brown missing. Celtics leading by 8. From 11 feet away. Here's Davis. Granger knocks it away, but they retain possession. Heaves it up. Shot is off. A free-flowing first quarter. Great scoring through 1. It's the Celtics up by 8. And now the second quarter just getting set to start. Here's Collison. Not too proud of his numbers in that game against the Bulls, that's for sure. On the court right now for the Pacers. Claxton in a 2-guard. Jeff Huster out there with Josh McRoberts. And there's Collison, and it's Rush in at the 3 spot. Here's Rush. trailing by 10. Shot clock 6. There's the dish to Foster, and a foul on the shot. He'll go to the strike for 2. It's going to be on Glenn Big Baby Davis.
Great awareness by fouling on that layup. Make him earn 2 points.
Yeah, I think that's a no-brainer. I mean, send him to the line instead of giving up an easy 2.
2 shots. That free throw, no good.
Well, it was an open question to start last season whether the older elite teams could stay on top, and during the regular season, they seem to do pretty well. The Spurs, Lakers, Mavs, the Celtics all ranked in the top 3 in their respective conferences, but the big picture started to become a little less rosy once we got the playoffs going.
And he can't hit the second. Clark, you're right. Going back to those veteran teams last season, the Spurs knocked out in the first round. Celtics and Lakers beaten convincingly in the second round, Steve. Major statements made in both conferences.
Yeah, it seems like last year was almost a changing of the guard type season in the NBA, Kevin. You had the older teams, as you mentioned, like the Celtics and Lakers and Spurs, going out relatively early in the playoffs, and then some of the younger groups, whether it was Oklahoma City or Chicago or Miami, really coming to the forefront. And I think over the next decade, we're definitely looking at a brand new kind of regime change in the NBA.
Here's Arroyo. Claxton gets called for the reach. That's his first foul. Both teams will make substitutions.
Hát most nem lehetett valóra dobni nekem, és elsültem vele.
Here is Rondo. Outside, Green.
Megint az elzárás. Elmegy.
Allen outside. Garnett backing down. Right up.
Persze,
They're
mikor
moving the
ugrottam,
ball.
akkor...
Lets the 3 fly. There's Allen. That's good on the assist by O'Neal. And that's 13 points for Allen. Pacers trail by 13. Blocked.
And that's the way it's been. A big margin for them in the rebounding category.
You know, sometimes you got to get down and dirty and do the dirty work. And in this one, they've done it, and it's paid off on the scoreboard in a big way.
Now here's Rondo. It's a 13-point game.
Csak erre arra futottam már ez is levonás.
Green in the post. Hill's there. And there are the Celtics with another basket.
Nice kick out after the defense had collapsed on it.
And it's the Pacers ball. Down by 15. They'll be at home for the next game against the Bobcats. That game is the first and last of their homestand. Inside. Kicks it out to Granger. It's over 3. That is good. Granger's got 6 in the quarter.
Now he's hit a pair of 3 balls in this quarter, so he's starting to find his range.
Allen for 3. Pacers with the rebound. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to Chicago.
And overall, very disappointing. They really didn't do anything well. They deserved their fate.
It was far less than a masterpiece, that's for sure, Steve.
With this break in the action, we can see the top passing teams in the league, courtesy of the 2K leaderboard. Number 1, the Pacers.
You know, if there's a stat that coaches really would be impressed by and proud of, it's assists, leading the league in assists. And this team is outstanding. Not only do they have excellent scores, but everybody is willing to make the extra pass and share the basketball.
First free throw is good. And some changes here for the Celtics. Sasha Pavlovich, she's checked in for Green. And it's Von Wafer in for Ray Allen. And the Pacers making a change here as well. Foster's checked in. Good on both.
Some nice work in this quarter, finally being aggressive and getting to the free throw line.
And trying to battle back, that's the way to go. I mean, you take your opponent out of their rhythm, and then you extend the game.
That's not his shot at all. Way too far beyond his range.
O'Neal against Granger. He's picked up by O'Neal. Dishes to Hill. Good look. Good as the jump shot falls. Hill's got his second bucket. Celtics leading by 8. Outside Rondo. Passes it to Garnett. Over Hill. Busted. No good that time either.
Kind of a waste of a possession there.
Absolutely empty trip. That's not the shot you're looking for in that situation.
Check out the Eastern Conference standings now that we're in the new year. You look at the Celtics. Here in the middle of the regular season, they've been able to get the 4th best record in the conference. And of course, Indiana. Just need to take it a game at a time.
Looking at the Celtics, they've managed their expectations well. I mean, they've been even keeled, not too high, not too low on themselves, and in decent shape as we get deeper into the season.
This is probably where they should be, to be honest with you. And I like it. What you want to do with the NBA season, you just want to take it week by week. You can't get too high or too low. And this team, if they continue to just do their work on a daily basis, they should be fine.
And he misses the second one as well, so he's over 2 that time. And here's the break. Rondo kicks to Pavlovic. Shoots over Foster. Pavlovic with the bucket. And the Celtics lead by 10. 7 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. With 1 on the clock, Rondo gets the rebound. The clock runs out, and we're heading to halftime.
Tremendous output from Al.
Welcome everyone to this Friday night. Out at Time Warner Cable Arena.
And the third quarter about ready to get underway. Celtics leading by 15. So with Rondo on the bench, here's the 5 for Doc Rivers right now. We've got Glenn Davis. Arroyo is out there with Avery Bradley. Then it's Murphy, and it's Pavlovic in at the small forward spot. Collison, no good.
Another board for them, and they've got a huge advantage in that regard. It's not really a surprise. I mean, rebounding one of the true barometers in winning basketball games, and if you rebound better, you typically are going to win ball games and do it comfortably.
And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. There's a chance now to see the league leaders in 3-point field goal percentage. Well, you look at Posey, 3rd in the NBA. He's someone that if you leave him alone, he's going to knock it down.
Everybody loves the trey. It's a shot you can anticipate when it leaves the shooter's hands. It's one of those magical moments during the course of a ball game, and a high percentage shooter from there is valuable.
That free throw good from Collison.
Harmadik, negyedik. 51-35 az állás.
That's also good. So he hits both free throws. Here's Arroyo.
They are bringing the intensity defensively.
And that's what full court man-to-man's all about, intensity and focus.
Feeds it to Murphy. Pass to Bradley. 6 to shoot. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
That wasn't an easy call, but I think it was the right one. Looked like he got hit on the way up.
Yes, sir. Clearly gets him while he's releasing the ball there, Steve. No doubt about it.
He's off on the first. And he's good on the second. Here's Collison, averaging 9 points per contest.
Annyi védelget ezt a labdát.
Now rush. Allison in the post, and there's the whistle, fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. And this is what the schedule looks like for the Boston Celtics. They've got the Pistons ahead of them in their next game in Detroit. That will be a getaway game for them, a one-game road trip.
Szép pontban meg idehúz a játék.
First one falls for him. So it's both teams making substitutions here.
Talán meg mindjárt most cseréltek, akkor
So he gets them both.
Well, a perfect half at the free throw line for them. That'll help their comeback effort for real.
Yeah, that's keeping them close. It's going to take a full effort here in the second half, but they've got to continue to knock down these free throws.
Here's Allen.
Run!
Gets the bucket. Allen's got 15.
Man, offensive execution has been the story here, just playing beautiful basketball.
And guys, you can see it in their advantage in field goal percentage. I mean, you get high-quality shots, you're usually going to shoot well. They're playing outstanding basketball.
And once again, off the mark by Indiana.
And this is why they have the big lead. The rebounding has been dominant.
You know, guys, the +8 rebounding, I don't think it tells the whole story. I mean, they've been the more physical team from the outset. That's been the difference, their physicality.
High arcing shot. We got one out of the Here's Davis. Granger knocks it away. Pacers trail by 16. Collison kicks to Granger. Moving the ball well. Nick Roberts, the pass to Collison. And Allen picks him up defensively. Collison dishes to Granger. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. It's going to be on Glenn Big Baby Davis.
At the line for the Pacers, Danny Granger taking 2 shots.
And he makes the first. Some change. And so it's Boston easily grabbing this one. Some days, Clark, everything goes right for a team, and they just had one of those games.
Yeah, it certainly was. I mean, these guys played a great all-around basketball game here.
And that'll wrap it up for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke. This is Kevin Harlan, and thanks for tuning in.
Egy 300 valaminél leügyzőnek. 36 a midterm, a performance, 350 a minősítésre, meg egy 100 is hogy vesztett. Én meg erre pláne meg mindjárt jól választok a sajtó közleményen, az is leszavazás. Akkor...
Tonight's game was another laugher. With the team showing almost no life out there once again, why would we expect anything different going into the next game?
A ma esti játék egy kicsit longer, nevetséges. A csapattal nincs élet. Különböző, igen, van játék. Free press, reliable bouncing break. That's right. Because you were mert én játszok. És vállaljon magamra hülyeséget, vagy mi az egy.
If you see me play, that's more than enough reason to expect something different. Because you know I'm capable of going off at any moment. And when I take over a game, that's it. There's no chance of us losing like we did tonight. So I guess I just got to assert myself that much more next time. Because I ain't going out like this again.
Tartózkodás, leszavazás, leszavazás. Nem totális. Kilenc perc játékidő, 8-2 pont. Van még egy meccset, az. Általában csak 8, nem hülyen játszok. 8-10 percek között. Egy labdalopás. Erőszakolok egy meccsen egy turnover és egy labdalopást is fejezem be cél. Nem mindig ez.
The crowd is assembled here in Indianapolis looking for a Pacers victory. And we've got it right here for you on 2K Sports. Last game for the Pacers, a loss to the Celtics in Boston. And that does your confidence, guys, no favor. They got manhandled in that one. It wasn't pretty.
And what really hurt them in that game was their defense. They were very, very lackadaisical at that end of the court.
Well, I would agree with that. I'd give you that. I mean, they didn't play with the kind of energy and emotion they needed, but I wonder about the defensive scheme. I mean, in general, the coaching staff did very little to adjust to what the other team was doing.
So the Bobcats starting five. Horton out there with Nash. Then it's Joel Frisville. Then it's McGuire. And it's Cunningham in at the four-man position. And for the Pacers, Josh McRoberts out there with Hill. Then there's Darren Williams. Then there's Jones. And it's Granger in at the three slot. And it's going to be... Here's Augustine, averaging 13 points a contest. All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Well, Paul Silas gave me a few minutes to catch up with him. Coach said a main goal of theirs is to prevent easy looks from outside. He told me closing out hard on all their shooters is going to be a very big key in this one. If we can't bother their shooters, it's going to be an awfully long 4 quarters for us, gentlemen. We'll see how it turns out, guys.
Thank you, Doris. Devising a strategy, Clark, to take away that three-point shot.
Yeah, I think it's an important part of your defensive game plan because teams nowadays are just too good to not defend them from behind the three-point line.
Back to Collison. Dives for it. Let's take a brief moment to look at the 2K leaderboard with the list of the league's feistiest defensive teams. Number 1, the Pacers.
You know, this year they've been the number 1 team in terms of steals. They put an awful lot of pressure on the ball handler, and they also, as a team, do a good job of jamming the passing lanes. Textbook defense is what they play.
Here's Augustine. He feeds it to Green. And there's the rejection.
So far, just 20% shooting coming out of the gate.
Passes it to Granger. Here's Brown. And a foul on the shot. We'll go to the strike for 2. Quickly, let's check out the Eastern Conference standings. The season in full bloom. Taking a look at Charlotte. They're way down there in the conference standings, looking for a lot of improvement during the second half of the season. And of course, there's the Pacers, 2 games back.
Well, for Indiana, they've got to be incredibly deflated by the way things have gone for them this season.
Seems like everything that could have gone wrong has gone wrong, Clark. For a team that had some high hopes, it's been a major disappointment.
He hits both from the strike. Here's Augustine.
4 perces átlagban meccs felé játszom be.
Here's Temple, picked up by Brown. From deep, Horton, and that one's good.
Not much resistance for him after that pick, Kevin. I mean, he had all sorts of space to hit the shot.
Pacers leading by 6. Now Granger. 11 points for him in that last game against the Celtics in Boston. deflected. 6 to shoot. Here's Collison. The shot from the low post is good. Collison's got his first bucket of the night. Bobcats trail by 8. And here's Augustine. Picked up by Collison. Now here's Thornton. And he was camped in the lane there, and he gets the 3-second call. Indiana making some changes. Josh McRoberts has checked in for Posey, and it's Hill in for Shannon Brown. The Bobcats also changing it up. Joel Frisville checked in for Brown. Cunningham comes in for Dante Green, and it's McGuire in for Garrett Temple. Mick Roberts inside. He's guarded by Frisville. Mick Roberts misses.
It seems like all it takes is just a little bit of defense for him to be tentative on those layup attempts.
Thornton up on top. He had a 30-point outing their last game against Atlanta. We've got 1:08 left here in the first quarter. Poked away and stolen by Thornton.
Well, a somewhat ragged start to the game.
Yet they still hold the lead. You know, despite the turnovers with 4 already. I mean, they're still leading, but that could change in a hurry. What an offensive display he's putting on.
And at this point, Steve, you got to put more pressure on him. Bring help and make him move the ball.
And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
Marcus is ordered. His second person, second team. Claxton. Taking 2 shots.
That free throw, no good. Steve Nash, he's checked in for Marcus Thornton.
Slágolsz itt, hogy mi a fel?
He's off on the second. Bobcats trail by 3. Some firepower, Clark and Steve, from this offense.
Yeah, Kevin, how about the air of confidence? I mean, they really look like they believe in what they're doing.
There's a little swagger here from this team. They've got a nice groove.
Now, here's Nash. Still looking to get on the scoreboard. 6 on the shot clock. Augustine with it. Hill pulls it in.
He lost his focus there, guys. That's a shot he should make.
Here's Claxton. Knocks it down from 19 feet.
Claxton!
Got it up. 1 second left. No good trying to beat the buzzer. Oh, we've seen some great shots in the first quarter. No shortage of offense. Pacers out in front.
Coming.
All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. So as we conclude the first half, so far fairly one-sided. Back in a moment from Indianapolis.
Welcome everyone to HB at the half. We are right in the heart. Chicago with a loss to the Hawks and Calypso.
Well, it's been a one-sided affair so far through the first 2 quarters, but there's plenty of time to mount a comeback.
Azt se tudom még mit vállalni turnover.
Here's Collison. Granger outside. from 7, and foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. Here's a chance now to see the league leaders in three-point field goal percentage. While you look at Posey, 3rd in the NBA, he's someone that if you leave him alone, he's going to knock it down.
What a percentage that is from the three-point line. That's amazing, especially from long range. That deep touch, incredible.
He misses the free throw.
Well, you know, I think since the league has added the new hand check rules and allowed zone defense, the game is really shifting to favor faster players who are able to penetrate and get to the basket. And having a great point guard has never been more important.
Jeff Foster's checked in for Indiana. And he can't get the second one to drop either. Coming up empty that time. Clark, that's a real good point, going back to the value of point guards. The stats back that up. In fact, that last season, point guards used the highest percentage of their team's total plays in over a decade. Steve, either taking a shot or delivering the assist.
Yeah, the game has changed. The point guards are becoming so much more offensive-minded. And the other thing is we're seeing them go to the free throw line an awful lot. And that's critical because when you get to the free throw line, you get the other team in foul trouble, you get to the bonus quicker, you get to set your defense up on more possessions. So I think point guard penetration, getting to the line, has been a huge factor in the NBA of late.
Claxton in at shooting guard. Rush out there with James Posey. Then there's Jeff Foster. And it's Collison in at the 1 spot. So that's the group out there for Indiana.
And that's the way it's been. A big margin for them in the rebounding category.
You know, sometimes you got to get down and dirty and do the dirty work. And in this one, they've done it, and it's paid off on the scoreboard in a big way. The turnover difference hasn't been in their favor, but you know what? It hasn't really slowed them down too much. I like the fact they're staying aggressive here.
Pacers leading by 23. And there's the feed to Posey. And once again off the mark by Indiana. And the Bobcats have it. They're coming into this game off that recent loss to Atlanta.
Tough to win when the ball doesn't go in the hole. And that was a team that was ice cold shooting the ball that night.
Well, Steve, shooting percentage is a function of the kind of shots you get. And if you don't get good ones, you're not going to shoot a good percentage. That was their problem, poor shot selection.
Great defense in the paint there, making it tough on the offense.
That's what he brings, a presence. I mean, you saw it on that miss.
Feeds it to Collison. Goes up. The feather touch on the finger roll. Beautiful. Collison's got his second bucket. The Bobcats on offense. This their first chance this season playing the Pacers.
And you know, guys, they had a really tough time handling this team a season ago.
So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Josh McRoberts is checked in for Foster. Hill comes in for James Posey. Dante Jones, he's checked in for Brandon Rush. And Darren Williams is subbed in for Darren Collison. Here's Temple, right now averaging 7 points a game.
Most nem jár a 3 másodperc.
Kicks it to McGuire. Over McRoberts. Tries to save it. And it's McGuire missing. The Pacers able to recover. Going back quickly to Steve's comment, this opponent gave them more problems than any other season ago.
They sure did, Kevin, and they lost every time they faced him. I think that says it all right there.
The dish now to Temple. He dishes it to McGuire. Claxton is whistled for reaching in. That's his first foul. So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Jeff Foster's checked in for Josh McRoberts. Posey comes in for Grant Hill. Mike Dunleavy, he's checked in for Dante Jones. And it's Brown in for Darren Williams. Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. Clock at 6. And Augustine kicks to McGuire. That drops.
Well, I like the way you orchestrated in tight that time, fellas.
Ennek már közelebb megy hívőkkel.
Here's Foster. Shoots from 12. The 3 quarters of play all in the books, and this one all but over already. It's been
Tune in next Tuesday.
Most lefagyott a játék, vagy mi van? Ja, nem mozognak a juliskák, hanem sem reagál a gombokra se. A technika ördögé megoldott, hogy véletlenül merjen már csak. Most melyikre jobb, mint hogy feketét nyomott be, vagy ezt? Hát egyik sem, mert... Kénytelen vagyok így megoldani, de már nem fogok azért még egyszer játékból